Friday the 13th. 10 on 10. I highly enjoyed. Damn, you want to get married in this economy? People are like 27. I'm like, wow, you're so young. A fun girlfriend, you know? And then later on, you're like, why the fuck did I did that? Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. It is Friday. Happy Friday. My day is not going too great today. I missed breakfast, so I'm pretty bummed about that. And then, well, luckily it was only a couple seconds into recording, but I noticed that my microphone for some reason disconnected from my computer again, so there was no mic audio being captured, but it is now resolved, and let's go into the sleep research. So I put out actually I don't even know if I put out an incense. Let's see. So this is Friday the 13th. How freaky. And it's the 420th session. Alright, so yeah, I missed breakfast. I'm pretty bummed about that, especially because, oh my gosh, is that oh, never mind. From the corner, it looked like a shiny Gulpin, but it's just a Quagsire. Let's see what else came. Ooh, quite a bit of water type Pokemon, and it turns out I do have a Suicune out, so let's see whether— oh yes, I remember now. And then I prayed yesterday's video too that tomorrow's Suicune is going to be quite hungry, just enough so that I could use all of my biscuits. Alright, so let's see whether or not Suicune will eat all the biscuits that we have for it. We have 3 biscuits. Hopefully it'll eat it all, because I don't think I have enough mains to get another incense just to feed it a biscuit, since ideally I would want to use those mains for the main skill seed. Alright, Mud Float Sleep Quagsire. It looks like it's taking a nice mud bath. Speaking of mud baths, I'm going to the spa tomorrow with my boyfriend. We're not doing a mud bath, but the mud bath thing just reminds me of the spa. I don't think I've ever actually read the little description, so let's go through that together. Quagsire has a carefree personality, and it hunts for food by leaving its mouth wide open in water and waiting for its prey to blunder in unaware. If you see it asleep with its mouth wide open, maybe it's waiting for prey, even in its dreams. Cute. So it looks like it's trying to wait for prey there. Alright, who's hungry? Slowpoke. Oh, that's it? Alright. We got 3 Suicune biscuits. Let's hope that it eats it all. There's like some clanking noise outside. There's a lot of construction lately in my part of the neighborhood. Alright, cookie number 2. Are we gonna be lucky for cookie number 3? No! It looks like our Suicune biscuit will be turned into a great biscuit. Alright, so I'm gonna give a Poke Biscuit to this Slowpoke. And then I think I'm gonna give my bonus biscuit to the— oh my gosh, why did that not go to the Suicune? Alright, so the bonus biscuit will go to the Toxicroak. Well, that kind of sucks. Hopefully there's like a bug or something so they can give us like a free incense. Alright, so as usual, I'm gonna put it— also, I did not uncover any new sleep styles, I believe, for Suicune, and this is the 5th encounter too, so what's up with that? But we got 96 main. That seems to be the max that we've been getting so far, so really good. Who knows, maybe I'll have enough for a main skill seed and a Suicune incense before the event ends, so I could use that last biscuit. I don't know, or just take the L. Alright, so it's Tails and Cacao. Energy recovery bonus, skill trigger S, ingredient finder S, helping speed S, and skill level up M. Docile nature, which is a neutral nature. And that's the only catch for today, so nothing really interesting. Alright, so let's pick up our goodies. Okay, I'm gonna have to get cooking. Got enough for our ninja salad. Oh my god. Oh, I actually maxed out my ninja salad yesterday, so it's level 60 now. I believe it's the first dish I got to max level since the new cap has been released. Alright, 56k, and it kills me to know there's 56k that was missing this morning too. Hopefully to make up for it, I get 3 criticals on Sunday. Oh, Wigglytuff finally did a double trigger. It's been a while since she's been doing that. So my team actually has been going to sleep with under 100 HP, which is not usual for our team. Alright, so I do have 219. We are going to save for this bad boy over here. And then ideally the water stone as well. And if we're lucky, we could pick up one more Suicune incense before the event ends. Or maybe not. I think previous times I usually stopped at 4, and then for the 5th incense I just held on to it. So maybe I got a little overly confident. Oh, but we got 2 biscuits. That's really great. I've gotten a great biscuit, I believe, or a master biscuit. I don't know. Now I'm kind of forgetting, but I do know I got a cookie that was not a Poke Biscuit. And as you guys know, our matcha of the day, hopefully this little sweet treat will cheer me up. So delicious. So I like to have a sip. Helps clear my throat. Also a little cheers with you guys, and then I usually drink the rest while I'm editing the video. So let's go through the sleep research, and I'll talk to you guys about yesterday, as well as some plans for the weekend that I have. So as you guys know, I went on a date with my boyfriend. He took me out on a little date. He just told me, so I woke up in the morning, he gave me a kiss, he told me that we have a date, and then later in the day he texted me what time the date was, and I asked him like, what's the vibe, so I know how to dress, right? So then all I knew was that it was at 5:45, and that was it. But he told me to meet him downstairs at the lobby. Oh, Tyrone, congrats on the shiny Vaporeon. That's so beautiful. Still looking for mine too. But yeah, so he told me to meet him downstairs at 5:15ish, but he ended up coming upstairs anyways to come grab me. So we take an Uber there. I still have like no idea where we're going, and I find that I'm pretty hard to surprise. I love surprises due to the fact that I'm pretty hard to surprise, because I catch on to things pretty quickly. So I was pleasantly surprised because it was a restaurant that I've never been to, but he has a coworker who has been hyping it up for so long, and this coworker has gone 3 times, and supposedly it's a little bit difficult to get in because they're a very small, quaint establishment, so when they release the dates, you don't know exactly for what time slot it's going to be for, so you just gotta cast your net wide and hope for the best. So my boyfriend was actually able to get a reservation, so we went, and oh my god, so I would say he's more of a foodie than I am. I definitely have enjoyed food much more now because of being with him, but this was just delicious food. I don't even know what kind of like cuisine I would even categorize it as, but I guess like European, mostly European techniques to it. But we had like halibut, and that was delicious because I find that most places when it comes to halibut, they over season it and you don't get the true taste of how fresh the halibut is. But there was sauce on it, so at first I was like, ooh, is that gonna take away from like the flavor of the fish? But no, it paired so well. The sauce itself was like light enough to just complement the sweet flavors of the halibut. It was cooked perfectly. Had they left it on the stove for like a couple seconds more, it would have been overcooked, but it was perfect, not too flaky. It was moist, and it just, the amazing mouthfeel. So I was so happy with that. The broccolini they did was amazing as well, because I know this is like so small of a detail, but I feel like it's the details that really matter. Oh, also my blister is like bleeding, so that kind of looks gross. But they squeeze the lemon juice on your broccolini beforehand, so you don't have to do it yourself and get your hands dirty or like put the wrong amount. So it was perfectly seasoned. I loved it. We also had these leeks. They were like steamed or something in a sauce, and then we had these picks, and you take the leeks and you eat it. Those were so good. They did the leeks so well, and I feel like leeks are so underrated when it comes to cuisine as well, but there's so much flavor in leeks, and they're just, I was floored. And accompanying the leeks were these pig ear chicharron, and it was so delicious as well. And there was this mussel mustard, and that mussel mustard was wow. It was phenomenal. So we would dip the pig chicharron into the mussel mustard. That's a tongue twister. And wow, the mussel, I love mussels, and there's this unique flavor to the mussel. So when you pair that with mustard, I would have never guessed, but it goes so well. I gotta take a sip of my matcha. But you guys, it was just so good. And now I kind of want to try to make my own mussel mustard. If any of you guys have ever made mussel mustard or anything, let me know. Then again, I think I can probably find a recipe online, but I usually prefer, like, if you already know someone, it kind of adds for that validity, because then you know that they've already tried it out, you know what I mean? But we also had manila clams with mushrooms. I forgot what type of mushrooms. That was delicious as well. And the sauce that was cooked with the mussels or the clams, so good. I wish there was like pasta or something to soak up all the sauce, but that was just so delicious. I love seafood, so I was super happy. But they are known for like their grilled little coquette type of looking thing, but it was scallop, and that was so good. So I think they probably puree the scallop to get it into, oh, TW, congrats on the shiny gold duck. But yeah, I think they probably puree the scallop, because the texture of the scallop when it's in the sandwich is like a perfect portion of a brick of scallop, and then 2 thin toasts that were like perfectly buttered and toasted. But the texture of the scallop in the middle kind of reminds me of like a Japanese omelet in terms of the texture and the shape. So I'm guessing they probably did something like that, but without any eggs. But it was so good. My boyfriend had to get 3 orders because he really loved it. And the desserts, I really love the desserts as well. I usually do not order desserts when I go to restaurants, because I feel like sometimes desserts are like hit or miss, and most of the times in my experience they've been misses, because they either outsource the desserts or the desserts that they serve are just way too sweet, I feel. But at this place, the dessert was like perfectly not too sweet, and you could just really taste all the seasonal fruits that they've used, and it was just so delightful. So 10 on 10, I highly enjoyed my dining experience yesterday. But I was a little sad because at the end of the night, we decided to sit out at the patio because, you know, it's like the last couple days of summer. We got to enjoy the sunset, and it was just such beautiful weather as well. But at nighttime, your girl was being bitten alive. So I'm universal donor. I hear that has to do with mosquitoes wanting to suck your blood. I don't know, but I'm universal donor, and anywhere I go in the world, I'm always bitten alive by mosquitoes. So yesterday, I was bitten alive by mosquitoes. So it healed now. There was one over here. You see like the remnants of the redness. I have like 2 on my left foot, 1 on my right foot, and it was just so unbearably itchy, but I'm glad that the itchiness has subdued, so I'm feeling a lot better. But yeah, the mosquitoes, they just love me. And that was my day yesterday. We had such a good time. We came home, I took a shower, my boyfriend read for a little bit, and then we got on the sofa and we watched the new season of Love is Blind, the UK version. So his sister told me that it's really good, so I decided I want to watch it. So I asked my boyfriend when he was on vacation. He was actually in Europe, so he did a 3 weeks Europe trip, and he said that he wants to watch it together. So I didn't watch it until he came back. So we finally started watching it yesterday, and we just started episode 3, but then I got tired, so we went to sleep. But what I can say, wow, it is so much better than the American Love is Blind, because I feel like the American cast are kind of younger. And look, I'm not going to shame anyone that wants to get married at 23, but when I'm watching these cast members who are relatively young, like early 20s, mid 20s, I'm like, damn, you want to get married in this economy? Like, how do you know? You know, you're so young, you have so much life to live. So it definitely makes you second guess their intentions. Like, are you really here to get married and find love, or are you here for ulterior motives, you know, to further your career on social media? Either way, you do you, but I feel like the cast was just so young, and it really shows the immaturity or traumas that some people had, that you could just tell they were not ready for marriage, you know? But what I really appreciate about the UK version is that the cast members are older. So I think the youngest I've seen was 29, and the oldest I've seen so far was like 38. So people in their early 30s, late 30s, and it's just so different. I know a lot of people say age doesn't matter, but when you're watching these shows and you see the gap of maturity and wisdom in these age groups, like, you can't help but to kind of be a little prejudiced against like age sometimes, you know. I hate to say it, but I just feel like with life comes experience that you don't get, and in your later years, hopefully by then you've, you know, kind of like EXP, you've gained enough EXP to, you know, level up in certain aspects of your life. And when you're in your early 20s, you're still like in your figuring out phase. It's crazy because your girl's 30 now, right? And now when I hear that people are like 27, I'm like, wow, you're so young. But when I was 27, I was like, dang, I'm old, you know? And I know I'm going to feel the same way when I turn 40. I'm going to be like, holy shit, I was so young at 30 and so naive. And yeah, it's kind of crazy because I'm excited to see who she's going to be like when she's 40. But I'm thoroughly enjoying my 30s so far. I feel like this is the decade that I'm going to have so much fun because everyone keeps telling me like, girl, your 30s gonna be amazing. So that's a side note. But yeah, when I was in my early 20s, I was figuring out a lot of things. I was experiencing a lot of things, feeling a lot of things. So to commit to someone, like, it can work. I have no doubt that it can work, but it will require a lot of work because both people have to be willing to put in the work time and time again and to choose each other every single day to make it work, you know? And I feel like when you're young, you're still like having those wandering eyes and wondering like, is this the best option? But when you're in your 30s, especially in your late 30s, you kind of have a better grasp of what you like, what you don't like, what your boundaries are, what kind of bullshit you're not going to put up with. Like, I know now in this stage in my life, there's so much shit that I'm not gonna put up with. Like, let's say I'm single again. There's so much shit that I would not put up with, deal with, make excuses for the same way I did in my early 20s. Because when you're in your early 20s, you're like, I want to be a good girlfriend. I want to please my boyfriend. I'm not like other girls. I'm like a fun girlfriend, you know? And then later on, you're like, why the fuck did I did that? Like, why did I do that? You gotta live for yourself. You gotta set your boundaries straight. And if you're young and you haven't gotten much dating experience, I would say practice your boundaries. Like, you have to be so firm of what you are going to tolerate and what you're not going to tolerate, because that's going to set the tone for your relationship and your dating. Because let's say you date someone and you are so flexible with certain boundaries because you're so in love with them and you're like, for them I'll do like for you the world, you know, only to then realize like 2-3 years into the relationship, like, why did I do that? I'm not happy. Like, I did that for them, but I don't want to compromise my boundaries. And then you set your boundaries. And then sometimes you're with a shitty partner who's going to be like, whoa, you weren't like this before. I miss the old you. You know, they want to maintain the status quo. They want to make sure that you are, and don't complain like you used to. But no one's going to advocate more for yourself than you. And this goes both ways if you're a guy too, because I hear horror stories about guys being with horrible women as well. So this is not like gender exclusive. So, or if you are that person, like, look within a little bit and ask yourself, why are you doing that to your partner, you know? So yeah, I am just so glad to see a show that is dating related, where it's like they're my age group, you know, so I could see more of like what they struggle with in terms of the realities of dating in your 30s. Even though I'm not dating in my 30s, but I am 30, and I can put myself in their shoes, you know. If I were to be single now and think of like the dating landscape, like, holy crap, how do I find someone, you know? So yeah, so far so good. I'm enjoying it so far. There's this one guy, his name is Sam. We do not like Sam so far. Sam has shown some immaturity, some red flags. Sam is that guy where he's like, you know, I'm like, whenever I'm at the bar, these girls just come to me, but like, I don't notice them. They just come to me, you know? And I hate people that just look at me and think I'm just all for my looks. And it's like, oh my god, dude, do you hear yourself? It's so cringe. It's so cringe when people are the ones that are like overinflating their ego. It's like, dude, you got nothing to prove to us, okay? But it clearly shows that you have some sort of insecurities, because like, you just focus like, why can't people just get to know me more than like surface level? But it's also like, but what, how are you portraying yourself, Sam? Are you posting like fuckboy pictures? I haven't taken a look at his Instagram, but well, I remember when I was on the dating apps 5 years ago, some people's Instagram profiles are very interesting. I'll just leave it at that. And their profile for dating apps too. Like, there's an art to making your profile for dating apps, because first impressions kind of do matter, right? So you want to really like put out the way you want to be seen. And sometimes when I'm looking at that, I'm like, damn, that's how you want to be seen? Because is that how you see yourself? I don't know. Or maybe they just got like bad advice from friends, and their friends are like, yeah, just like post these pictures, you know? But yeah, those are my thoughts on this lovely Friday. I hope you guys enjoyed all that. Now for the weekend, I'm having a pretty relaxing weekend. As I mentioned before, my boyfriend and I are going to the spa tomorrow. It's been a long time since we've been, so we're very excited. We're also going to get a massage, you know, use up the insurance and everything like that, because our insurance covers massages, which is great. But yeah, it's just been so long since we've been to a massage or the spa, so very nice way to also enjoy like that outdoor spa experience before it gets too cold. So I'm really looking forward to that. And then Saturday we are having a little family day. We're hanging out with his sister, probably going to take a walk in the mall too, because we usually like to take advantage of doing that on the weekend when we're in her neighborhood. Whoa, I could not speak for a moment. But yeah, I'm gonna have a very fun weekend. I hope you guys have a fun weekend as well. If you have nothing planned, there's never too late of a time to plan something for yourself. Also, before I forget, September 15 is National Wife Appreciation Day or something like that. So if any of you guys have a wifey in your lives, definitely show her some appreciation. Or, you know, any wifey figures in your life, show them some appreciation. And I know, like, people might be like, oh, this is such a capitalistic celebration and all that stuff. And I get it, you know, but sometimes if you're not really one to celebrate your partner or to go out of your way to do these things and you know that your partner really likes it, hey man, this is just sometimes a nice reminder to do something nice. So I like to do the same with my boyfriend on National Boyfriend's Day. So we like to like do those small things together because we just like appreciate it, you know, like you go the extra mile. And if you guys are stumped to what to do for your wife, think about like, if you know her favorite flowers, get that, you know. Like, I feel like when it comes to going to a florist as well, the true experience is finding a florist, developing that relationship with them, and talking to them about what your partner's like. So, I don't know, be like, I noticed that my partner loves peonies, but I know they're not in season anymore, but she loves like pink flowers. She's a very bright, happy-go-lucky girl. They love to do this. They love journaling. And, you know, I feel like with that sort of information, a florist is able to kind of capture the essence or personality of your partner and highlight that in a bouquet. So if the next time you're going to a florist, try to do that. Talk about the person that you're buying a bouquet to, and they're going to be able to really make something beautiful for you. So that's a tip. Another thing, if you're stumped on what to do, or it doesn't even have to be Wife Appreciation Day, okay? It can be just a random day and you feel like, you know what, my partner, I just love them so much and I just want to do this spontaneous thing to show them how much I love them. If you know what their favorite snack is, what their favorite soda drinks is, like, you know, do that. Buy that for them. It doesn't have to be extravagant. Like sometimes my boyfriend, he'll be passing by something and he'll remember like, oh, she likes this chocolate bar. He'll pick it up and he'll bring it home. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you thought of me. Like you passed by something, you took the time to take a look at it and you thought of me and you decided to take that and bring it home. And that would make my entire day. It's those little things, you know. Actually, I remember reading this little thing online about how this girl knew that her relationship was over because whenever she went to the grocery store, she would buy cookies that she enjoys and that her husband enjoys. But she noticed that when the husband goes to the grocery stores, he only bought cookie that only he enjoyed. You know? And it's like, if you're not paying attention to your partner, then who will? So pay attention to your partner. If they have a favorite color, favorite soda, favorite snacks, like, do that for them because those things matter so much. Like another very small thing that I do for my boyfriend that he really appreciates is we're a water bottle household. We just do not have the space for like a water filter on our counter or something in our fridge because our fridge is just so tiny in this condo. So I wish we had a better solution, but for now we have been using water bottles. So he loves to drink his water icy cold. And me, growing up with a Vietnamese mom, she was always telling me like, you gotta drink warm hot water. That is better for you. If you've gone to dim sum restaurants, you probably notice they always serve you hot water or tea, but you have to ask for iced water because to them they'll be like, iced water? You want to drink that? Okay, and then they'll give it to you. But that's just not the norm. It's good for like digestion and everything. That's why they drink hot water. But my boyfriend loves to drink cold water, so I would always dedicate a bottom row in the fridge. It's like, it's very small like this. So I have to stack in the water bottles like this way instead of this way. So I stack them like that and it keeps it cold. And then whenever he wants cold Wawa, he just goes to the fridge. Wawa is what we call water when we're like baby talking to each other. And I bring that up because yesterday in the Discord, there was an interesting conversation about water, like how to pronounce it and what little kids say instead of agua, they say agua instead, where Fabian is. And I just chuckled a little bit because with my boyfriend and I, we're both Asian, but we baby talk to each other. I know, cringe, right? And we say wawa, so yeah, just made me think of that. But I put the cold water in the fridge for him, and he always, without a fail, he always notices when I refill it, because he's the only one taking that water out, right? So he knows how much inventory is back in there. So he's always also the one noticing when I am refilling it, and he'll always thank me for that. So it's like, it's truly those little things in the relationship that make the relationship work. You're paying attention to your partner, you're doing the small things for them. It never has to be super extravagant. Once in a while, when it is extravagant, it feels really nice. But yeah, relationship tips from me. And yeah, I hope that maybe is helpful for you guys. And it doesn't have to be relationships either. It could be in friendships, it could be family relationships as well. So yeah, that is my little spiel. This is quite the longer video than usual because I just had like so much to talk about. One more thing though, on the topic of love, my boyfriend bought AirPods a couple weeks ago before his trip because his other ones broke. So when he was ordering them, he had the option to do engraving. So as a joke, I was like, oh, let's do, you should do like our horoscope with the heart in the middle. And he was like, okay, I'll do that. So he did it, you know, and I thought, oh, how cute. So he did it, he got it, and then at work, he was showing his coworker. He was like, hey, isn't this engraving so cute? And his coworker was like, yeah, man, that's so cute. But then his other coworker, she was like, ew, that's so cringe. And I'm like, my boyfriend texted me this later, and I'm like, oh, she's hating on our love. But I get it, like things like that, I probably would have cringed when I was younger too, but now it's like I appreciate those small things, you know, like if it makes you happy and it's just like what you guys like to do, then why not? You should never be ashamed of loving your partner. Yeah, those are my thoughts. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to join us in the Discord if you haven't yet. The link is down below. And thank you guys so much for joining me in a video. I'm not going to be recording on the weekends because I usually don't. So I will see you guys on Monday. Speaking of Monday, where is everyone going to go after the event is done? Like, what is everyone's objectives? I feel like a part of me wants to go to Lapis Lakeside, but it's been a while since I've been to Taupe Hollow. And I don't know, I kind of want to go to Taupe Hollow, give my Pupitar, Charmanders and stuff some love. But I don't know. Objective-wise, like, I don't really know what I want to do right now, you know? The world is my oyster, but I'm having option paralysis. So that is my little dilemma. If you guys have any ideas of what you guys are doing, definitely let me know because I might take some inspiration from that. But I will see you guys on Monday. So until then, take care, good luck, and have fun. Bye.